right, so a few things as y'all are working on that first section. So our test is 2 parts, okay? Part 1 is on Thursday. It will be no calculator. Part 2 is on Friday, and it is calculator. You can use a calculator on it, okay? So let's talk about what that means, okay? So for part 1, I think it's 12 questions, I think. And every single thing can be done without a calculator. It is a mix of free response and multiple choice questions, okay? Then, part 2, I think is 9 questions. Everything on it can also be done without a calculator, but calculators make it easier. So that's where typically the problems with the fractions would be, so that you can use your calculator and stuff to help you on those things. So that is kind of like the layout of it. Everything on our review is fair game, okay? I laid everything out on the review very explicitly by section. So like if you're going through it, working on it, and you go, oh, I am stuck on question 17, okay? You can look at it, and so question 17, it shows it being in section 1.3, right? So you would be able to look at the notes from 1.3 and kind of like help yourself out, okay? I did it that way so that way if you were working on any part of it alone and you needed help, you could consult your notes very easily. We're going to do half of it together, okay? And then the other half of it you are responsible for. All of the reviews are grades, okay? So we're going to turn those in to the bin on Thursday at the beginning of class, okay? So to get credit for it, make sure it goes in the bin on Thursday. It has to be completely finished to get full credit. If you turn it in half finished, that's half points. And roughly, that's how I make that decision. Like, you know. And if you turn it in and it's like 3/4 done, you get 75. If you turn it in and it's like 25% done, you get 25%. Okay. Now, obviously, it's not like exactly. I estimate it as much as I can. I try to err on the side of more points than less, but I work with what you give me, and so you know. It's only so much I can do there. But on the test, okay, remember, do I want answers as decimals? No. Okay, we're going to leave them as fractions. We're going to simplify the fractions if we can, okay? Then, what else? I think that's pretty much the big one. But we're going to look at half of this today. So on the review, we're going to go through all of the even questions together. And there's a few odd questions we're also going to do, just based off of like if it's a specific type of problem I want to cover. For the most part, I tried to keep all of the types of problems that I wanted to as even so we could do half together, half alone. We're going to get through about half of it together in class today, and I'm going to give you time to work on that half by yourself while I walk around and y'all get help. And then we'll pick up with the other half tomorrow and finish it up. But yeah, that is our plan, okay? So I want us to go ahead and look at this first section for 1.1. So this has to do with the number systems. Now, on our test, this section will not look exactly like this, okay? It will be a couple multiple choice questions like, is this number irrational? What groups does this number belong to? And you have to pick. But if you can do this, you'll be fine on those questions. So for 0, is 0 real?
Yes.
Is 0 irrational?
No.
Is 0 rational?
Yes.
Is it an integer?
Yes.
Is it whole?
Yes.
Is it natural?
No.
No. Okay. Is the square root of 68 real? Is it irrational?
No.
Yes.
Yes. If I was to put that in a calculator, it is a decimal that keeps going. It's one of those long, super long. It's like 8 point blah 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 blah. So if it is irrational, can it be anything else?
No.
Okay. Now, -9, is -9 real?
Yes.
Is -9 irrational?
No.
Is it rational?
Yes.
Is it an integer?
Yes.
Is it whole?
No.
No.
Okay, so whole numbers will not include the negatives. Okay, and natural numbers will not include 0. Okay, and it will be no 0 and no negatives. For 8, is it real?
Yes.
Is it irrational?
No.
Is it rational?
Yes.
Is it an integer?
Yes.
Is it whole?
Yes.
Is it natural?
Yes.
9/7. Is that real?
Yes.
Is that irrational?
No.
Is it rational?
Yes.
Is it an integer?
No.
Is it whole?
No.
Is it natural?
No.
Okay, -55 over -75. Is that real?
Yes.
Is it irrational?
No.
Is it rational?
Yeah.
Is it integer?
No.
Is it whole?
No.
Is it natural?
No.
Okay, cool. So the big two that tripped up people on the quiz was rational, just means can it be written as a fraction? Okay. We can write -9 as a fraction by putting it over 1, right? All of these numbers can be written as a fraction. This is the only number that cannot, and that's because it has a decimal that goes on forever. Integers, that will be your number line numbers like -17, -12, -11, 10, 0, 1, 5, 1,000, 20, 22, I don't know. And then our whole numbers, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Natural numbers are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Real is pretty much everything we've talked about so far. Or it is everything we've talked about so far. But yeah, that is the section. If you can identify which one the number belongs to, you will be A-okay. Now we're going to look at 1.2, which is algebraic expressions. So it's evaluate each expression by substituting the given values. So we're going to look at question 8. So whenever we go to substitute, the biggest thing that we can do that can help us is using parentheses. So we would have x minus y squared. And then we just plug in. What do I need to plug in for x?
3.
What do I need to plug in for y?
-2.
-2. So we have 3 minus, what is -2 squared?
-4.
What does it mean when you square something?
To by itself.
So what is -2 times -2? +4. So we actually have 3 minus 4 is -1. Because of the way these parentheses are here, that is where we have some confusion. So I want to talk about something real quick before we move on. So if you use your calculator, and I want you to type it in exactly like I write it, okay? Type in parentheses -2 squared and tell me what that equals.
4.
4. Now, I want you to do it without using the parentheses and tell me what that is.
-4.
-4. The reason that is different is because that is making the calculator read it as -2 squared. Okay? You have to be so very careful when you're typing stuff into the calculator, especially with signs and if you square it, things like that. Because this is correct, but if you drop that parentheses, it will give you the wrong thing. Okay? Be so careful when you type stuff in. I'm not worried about y'all missing like a big step. I'm worried about y'all missing something teeny tiny. Okay? Because I think that's where we're going to struggle more. Be super, super careful when we go to plug stuff in and make sure we're doing the operations we need to do. Okay? Now we're going to look at number 10. So number 10 is just an equation. This is in 1.3, our multi-step equation section. So I combined where we did one step, two step, and multi-steps into one section just because we're doing the same thing. Okay? So if I look at 10, how do I solve for V? So I get V is equal to, I have -3/4 plus 7. So I have options here. Okay, I can use a calculator, use the alpha X button, put it in there, and it will tell me, do it for me. If I would like to, I can also use common denominators. I can multiply this by 4/4, If I do that, we will get negative 3/4 plus 28 over 4, which gives us 25 over 4. Using a calculator and doing it the long way both give you the exact same answer, okay? Use your calculators. They're there. I let you have those in the questions that have a lot of fractions. Use them, okay? Especially if you are struggling with fractions, use your resources. Your calculator is a resource, so use it, okay? But yep, that is 10. Now we're going to look at question 12. So for question 12, what do I do first? So what should the next line be? Yep. Because 2 times negative 10 gives us negative 20, and 2 times x is 2x. Now, how would I go about solving this right here? Plus 20 on both sides. So what is 20 plus 2?
22.
So we get 22 equals 2x. What do I do?
Divide by 2.
Divide by 2. What is 22 divided by 2?
11.
So we get 11 equals x. That is the answer for number 12. And we are good to look at question 14. So for question 14, okay, we start looking at more steps. Okay, so for 14, what do I need to do first?
Distribute.
So if I do 11 equals, what do I need to distribute first?
Negative 3.
What is negative 3 times r?
Negative 3r.
What is negative 3 times negative 5?
15.
Positive or negative 15?
Positive.
Because a negative times a negative is positive. Then what do I need to distribute?
Negative 7.
What is negative 7 times 8?
Negative 56.
What is negative 7 times positive 7r?
Negative 40.
Mm-hmm. Now, what do I need to do before I can move stuff around the equal sign? What is my like terms with negative 3r?
40.
Mm-hmm. Does 15 have any like terms?
Negative 56.
And why can't I use 11 right now? Mm-hmm. So we have 11 is equal to, what is negative 3r minus 49r?
Negative 41.
Hmm?
Oh, wait. Negative 52.
And then 15 minus 56 is
Negative 41.
negative 41. How do I finish solving that?
41.
So 11 plus 41 is? So we get 52 is equal to negative 52r. How do I solve for r? Divide not just by 52, but what is 52 divided by negative 52? Negative 1. So r is equal to negative 1. The next question we're looking at is question 16. So question 16 is a proportion. When we have proportions, what's the first thing we got to do? Cross multiply. So we're going to start by multiplying 2 and x. So 2 times x is equal to 10 times x minus 3. So we get 10 times x minus 3. Now, I want to take a second before some of y'all like to, when you're writing this, you would go straight from 2x is equal to, and then you would just go ahead and distribute that 10. Okay, one common issue I see is they'll go 10 times x, okay, that gives me 10x, and then just minus 3. What did I do wrong there? I didn't distribute all the way to the 3, right? What is 10 times negative 3? Negative 30. If you are going to, I do not mind if you go straight to there, but make sure you're distributing appropriately, okay? I want to make sure that we're distributing all the things we got to distribute. So 2 times x gives us 2x. 10 times x is 10x minus 30. So from there, how do I solve? I can subtract 10x. Okay, what is 2x minus 10x? Equals negative 30. How do I solve that? So I get x is equal to, a negative divided by a negative is a, so we get 30 over 8. Do I want to convert that to a decimal?
No.
Okay, but can I simplify it?
Yeah.
What can go into 30 and 8? 2. What is 30 divided by 2?
15.
What is 30 divided by, or 8 divided by 2? 4. You can also use your calculator to help you simplify. If you use alpha x and put in your fraction and press enter, it'll simplify it if it can. One thing about part 2 of the test, so the calculator portion, I will answer any calculator related questions you have. Okay? You can bring me a paper that has your problem on it and say, how do I write that on the calculator? And I will show you. But I will write it exactly how it is on your paper, regardless of if it is right or wrong. Does that make sense? Okay. But I will help you with calculator questions. We're getting more comfortable with them. We're getting better with them. But I will help those. Those questions are 100% fair game. Ask them if you're not sure how to do something on the calculator. Okay. Now we're going to look at 17 and 18. So 17 is one of the few that I wanted to look at of the odds today. So 17 is this, okay? Now, I can do this a couple different ways. So I can treat it like it's a proportion over 1 and cross multiply. Or how would I get rid of the denominator of 7? Multiply by 7. So I get x plus 7 equals what? 7x minus 21. You have to make sure that gets distributed to everything, okay? If you are multiplying across the equal, make sure everything gets multiplied. Now, how would I solve that? I can do either of those things. Y'all wanted to move the 21 or move the 7? So add 21 on both sides. What is 7 plus 21? So we get x plus 28 equals 7x. Now what do I do? So we get 28 is equal to 6x. How do I solve that? So can I simplify 28 over 6?
Yes.
What can go into both 28 and 6? So 28 divided by 2 is? 6 divided by 2 is?
3.
So that is our answer. And then we are going to look at question 18. So for question 18, okay, we're going to look at 2 strategies for getting rid of fractions, okay? So first things first, what do I do to solve this? How do I move the 7? So we get 2/3 x is equal to, all right, now how do I get rid of the whole fraction? So the reciprocal would be 3 over 2, so multiply both sides by 3 over 2. You can put 18 over 1 and do that. So if you want to use your calculator, use your calculator. Do whatever you need to do. What is 18 times 3? What was that? So we have 54 divided by, what is 1 times 2? What is 54 divided by 2? Okay, so we can multiply by the reciprocal to get rid of a fraction. If we had 2/3 x is equal to 18, you can also do it step by step. So you can start by getting rid of the denominator. So you get 2x is equal to 54. Then you can divide by the numerator, which gives us 27. Either of those strategies is good. I like both of them. Do whatever makes the most sense to you to deal with that problem. If you don't like multiplying by the reciprocal, you can do it step by step, okay? This is just quicker, especially if you have a calculator handy. So for question 20, what should the next line of this question be? Yep, 12x minus 3 equals
12x minus 6.
minus 6 plus 4. So from here, what can I do? What is negative 6 plus 4? So we get 12x minus 3 equals 12x minus 2. What do I do? I can subtract 12x on both sides. What is 12x minus 12x? So we actually have negative 3 is equal to negative 2. Is that true?
No.
So what does that mean for our problem? You could also say x is equal to the empty set. Either way works. So anytime you have an untrue solution, okay, that gives you no solution. So if you have 0 does not equal 1, or negative 8 does not equal 5, okay, anytime it is untrue, it means it has no solution. So for 22, what do I do to solve for 22? So what should the next line be for 22?
2x plus 6 equals 5x minus 3 plus 4.
So we distribute. When we distribute, make sure you're watching your signs. Make sure you distribute. If it's got a negative in front, distribute the negative too. So now, what is my like terms? So we get 2x plus 6 equals what? What do you notice about those two things? They're the exact same. Okay? So if from here, you could keep solving it. You could subtract 2x on both sides. You would get 6 equals 6. You could keep doing it. And you would get 0 equals 0. Any of those answers means that both sides are the exact same. So what does that tell you about the solution? There are infinite solutions. Or you can say x is equal to all real numbers. Infinity would not be an accurate answer to that, okay? Because the answer isn't necessarily a really, really big number. The answer is any number, okay? You could do negative infinity to positive infinity because that encompasses all numbers. But you could not answer it as just simply infinity because the answer is more than just a really big positive number. All right, so the next section, 1.4, is literal equations. So literal equations are the exact same as normal equations, except you're just dealing with variables pretty much. You are doing the same steps, just not having to simplify numbers. So if we look at question 23, because we're going to do both of these together. What do I do to solve for k? I have to move v and I have to move y. What should I move first? Y. So how do I move the y? So we get x minus y is equal to vk. Then what? Divide by v. So we get x minus y divided by v is equal to rk. Typically in problems, when we have them set up, we will start by moving the plus or minus. The only exception to that is if what we're looking for is in a numerator, then we'll get rid of the denominator first. Or if we have something like that, then we'll move by dividing first. All right, for 24. I am solving for C. What can I do to solve for C? Okay, I can move C. How's the opposite of negative C? So I can add C to both sides and get G plus C equals B plus A, then what? So we can get C is equal to B plus A minus G. Now, there is another way you could have went about this. If you have G is equal to B plus A minus C, and you started by moving B and A, and had G minus B minus A equals negative C. Am I done? Got to divide by the negative. And so if I do that, okay, what is G divided by negative 1? What is negative B divided by negative 1? Negative A divided by negative 1 equals C. They give us the same thing. It's just it goes about it in a slightly different way, okay? That's actually very similar to the bonus question we had on our quiz, which is why I wanted to talk about it. The last thing we're going to look at today is section 1.5, which is solving inequalities, okay? Tomorrow we'll do compound inequalities and absolute value equations and inequalities. But today we're going to finish up with 1.5, solving inequalities. So in this section, it asks us to solve each inequality, graph the solution, and write the answer in interval notation. So before we start these, I want to make sure we remember all of the things about inequalities that we need to remember. So over here to the side, you need to remember if you multiply or divide by a negative, it flips the inequality. Then on the other side, if we have greater than or equal to or less than equal to, do I use an open or closed circle? And if I have closed circles, do I use parentheses or brackets? Okay, now if I use less than or equal to, or not less than or equal to, less than or greater than, do I use open or closed circles? Okay, if we have open circles, do we use parentheses or brackets? And if I have, what always uses parentheses? Infinity. Okay, remember your silly little creatures. They can help you remembering those things. All right. So we're going to do 26 and 28. So question 26. How do I go about starting that problem? Subtract 8. So we get 9n is greater than or equal to, what is negative 8 minus 9? Or, it is negative 90. Now, how do I get rid of 9n? Divide both sides by 9. By positive 9 or negative 9? Positive 9, so nothing changes. We get n is greater than or equal to, what is negative 90 divided by 9? So at negative 10, open or close circle? N is greater than or equal to negative 10. Does that go to the right or to the left? Then how would I do our interval notation? Yep, just like that. Yes.
So if you're dividing by two negative numbers, then that's when the inequality.
So it is the bottom number is negative. That's when it will flip.
Okay.
But only if the bottom number is negative.
Okay.
Because that's what we're dividing by. Remember, okay, if it asks for your solution, we can write this as our solution. Or if it asks for your inequality notation. This is interval notation. And that's your graph. Those are the different things that it might ask for. Okay? It can ask for the solution to the inequality and want it as a inequality. It can ask for the solution as an interval, or it can ask for the graph. Every question may not ask for all three. Okay? Make sure you read the question and answer what the question is asking you for. If in doubt, put all three and you'll get it right. Okay? For 28, what do I do for 28? Distribute. So 2 times 1 is 2 times 4b is, then we have, what is 4 times b? And we have 4 times 7, which is all less than 42. What do I do from here? What is 2's like term? 2 and 28 make? Then what is 8b's like term? What is 8b plus 4b? From here, what do I do to solve? What is 42 minus 30? So we get 12b is less than 12. How do I solve that? So b is less than. So at 1, open or close circle. And it says b is less than, so that means to the. And then how would I do the interval notation for that? Remember, the arrow tells you where your infinity goes. Even this arrow, it points in the direction your infinity should go. Okay? And your point is on the same side as your point. Okay, that is the first half of our review. All we have left is 1.6 and 1.7. So we have about 10 minutes left in class. So what I want y'all to do is I want you to look at questions, or at sections 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, and 1.5. And I want you to start working on your odd questions that we have not done. So like I said, you are responsible for finishing the odds, okay? We are going to turn in the review before our test. That means all the odds need to be done. We'll have 10 minutes to work on it today, some class time to work on it tomorrow. Anything not done within class today or tomorrow is homework, okay? If you go ahead and work on this tomorrow in class, if you have a question about any of the odd problems that we looked at that go with the sections from today, I will answer those at the beginning of class, okay? So, any questions? Yes. Yes. Any other questions? Okay.